The city of Ishpeming celebrated the culmination of what amounted to an $8 million project today. It's a hefty price tag, but as ABC 10's Rick Tarsitano explains, it will allow Deer Lake to stay mercury-free for generations to come.
Ishpeming has seen its fair share of construction as of late, but today marked the end of a restoration effort 3 years in the making.
Now that is significant progress.
I just want to congratulate the city of Ishpeming on getting this job done. US EPA provided $8 million in Great Lakes Restoration Initiative funding, but the city of Ishpeming is what made it happen to get all of this work done in very short order to make Deer Lake likely to be the first area of concern cleaned up on Lake Superior.
In 1987, the United States and Canada designated 43 sites in the Great Lakes where the most toxic contamination could be found. Deer Lake and its tributary, Partridge Creek, made that list.
And those sites, for many years, went unremediated.
Partridge Creek was the first creek I ever caught brook trout out of when I was just a little boy. If there's one brook trout left in there, I can probably still go down there and fish one out between them two rocks.
Fishing in Deer Lake will be once again available to people, and Partridge Creek, which we're seeing behind us and on the other side of the street, is being restored to its original stream bed and will once again be a terrific trout stream for people who live and visit the UP.
In addition to rerouting the creek, they'll also be planting tree splits where they cut local trees in half, plant their roots, and have them grow so that they'll eventually hang overhead, where the creek will go down all the way to Deer Lake with the goal of being completed by November 15th, which we all know is deer season. And while ending the contamination cycle brought in the funding for the move, the roots of the stream's reconfiguration stretch back to the early 1970s when Partridge Creek was diverted through the downtown area and the now closed New York City mine pit, causing portions of 3rd Street to collapse unexpectedly.
Before they did this Partridge Creek project, the water would go partially through the trenches of the creek and the cement work and go around it and take and wash out the road, and sooner or later in the spring or middle summer, the road fell in.
Structural integrity aside, it was a dangerous venture going through the mine pit where mercury and metals could infiltrate the water supply. So much so that in 1984, the Marquette County Circuit Court decreed that it needed to be rerouted outside of the mine with a project deadline of 2015.
On Saturday, the people working on this project flipped the switch and stopped mercury from flowing through the mine underneath Michigan into Deer Lake. Once we confirm that that mercury flow has stopped and we check the levels of mercury contamination in fish, we will be able to recommend this site for delisting.
The mercury levels in fish in Deer Lake have already started to decline. The EPA hopes to recommend delisting sometime before summer rolls around. For ABC 10 and CW5, I'm Rick Tarsitano.